Andrew here, and we are back again today working on this. This is a 2005 Chevy Trailblazer, and I'm going to show you how to easily fix code P0122 Trailblazer on this 2005 Trailblazer. This will work for an 02 to 07 Trailblazer and an 02 to 07 Envoy with a 4.2 V6 motor. So let me go ahead and get this thing started up, moved into the garage, and we'll go from there. I got my Trailblazer pulled in to the garage here, and I got the hood up. We're going to go through what we got to do to get this throttle body taken off this thing. The first thing I wanted to say was, if you're getting, this is for an engine code P0122. If you're getting that engine code and you got some rough idle, this should be a real easy fix to fix that up for you. Now, another problem that could be causing that is a bad throttle position sensor. And once I get this throttle body off, I'll show you the throttle position sensor and the deal with that. But first of all, we're going to go through here and I'm going to tell you how to get down to this throttle body. Also, don't forget, in the description there's links and there's timestamps for this video, so you can go to different sections of this video. If you want to skip through, there's timestamps on this video. So let's get into this here. So before we can get to the throttle body to get it taken off, we're going to take a couple things off, and not very many. The first thing we got to take off is there's a straight head screw, and we're just going to loosen that screw a little bit, and this hose will just pull off of this air box right here. We don't have to disconnect this wire or anything. Just loosen this thing up, pop it back. It'll just sit out of the way right over here. We're going to come over after that, and there's a 10mm bolt right here, and there is a 10mm bolt right, if I can get light on here, there. Take those two 10mm bolts out. Once you get those out, you're going to come back over here and you're going to see right there's another straight head screw, and we're going to loosen that screw up. And once that screw's loosened and them two 10mm bolts are taken out, this whole air box will just lift off. We'll lift it off and move it out of the way, and then we can get to our throttle body. I got my air box off, and you're looking right at the throttle body right there. And as you can see right here and right there, there's two 10mm bolts. There's also a 10mm bolt right there. And back here behind this thing, down in here, there's another 10mm bolt that you can't see. Well, maybe you can right there. You got to take those four 10mm bolts off. Okay, then we're going to come over to this plug right here. And there's a little tab on the back side right there. I don't know if we can see that or not. Little tab right there. If you just push that tab down, this thing will just slide back away. And then we're going to move over to this wire connector here, and you got this little gray tab here. Now might have to use a little straight screwdriver and take that gray tab and just pop it straight back, and this whole plug will just pull out from the throttle body itself. And just those couple connections in that throttle body will come right out. So I have my throttle body off, and it's sitting on the bench, and that's how we're going to clean it. So this is what it looks like. This is the back side of the throttle body. This is the front side of the throttle body where it comes out of the air box. And this over here is your throttle position sensor, and that's where that plug is, where you plug in that plug. And this is the tube that one hose goes on, where you got to push that clip and pull it back. So it goes on the car like this. This would be going towards the airbox. That would be going towards the engine itself. So anyways, the problem with these things is the throttle position sensor here is not, you can't change the throttle position sensor like you can on most cars. On most cars, you can just buy a throttle position sensor and replace it. But on the Trailblazers, you got to replace the whole unit, which if you buy the AC Delco, probably the one you should buy, but if you buy it, it's over $300 brand new to buy it. You can go on Amazon, where I got these ones, where I got this one out on Amazon for right around, I don't know the price, but it's less than $100. It's like 60, 70 bucks, I believe. And the price might have changed, but the last time I bought them, I believe that's what they were. Unfortunately for me, my throttle position sensor is bad. So I got to replace this whole unit. I actually got one ordered, and it's coming in the mail tomorrow. Hopefully it's going to be here tomorrow. So we're going to put the whole unit back on mine because my throttle position sensor is bad. But on yours, on most of them, you can just clean this throttle body, throw it back on, and you're good to go. Now on a side note, I can make a video, if you guys are interested, on using this pin right here, this little clip right here, and we can take a multimeter and test this throttle position sensor to see if the throttle position sensor is bad. If you want me to make that video, go into the comment section and tell me, and I'll make a short video on how to test this using a multimeter to tell if the throttle position sensor is bad. Other than that, you should be able to clean this, put it back on the car, and you should be good to go. So to clean this thing, we're going to need throttle body / air intake cleaner. Do not use carburetor cleaner, and do not use brake clean, because if you use any one of them two, it's going to ruin this throttle position, or this throttle body, and you're going to have to replace the whole thing. So make sure you run down. I picked this up at Advance. You can pick it up at Napa, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, any auto parts place that you buy your auto parts from will carry this. It's a couple bucks. It's probably like $6 or $7 actually, but I got a whole can, and it don't take a whole lot to clean it, so it'll last you a while. So throttle body air intake cleaner, pick up that. So basically it's pretty simple. You just spray it in there and clean it off. Just take it, spray it like that, and then take your rag and just wipe it out, and it comes out pretty easily. A lot of the times on this flipper, you can flip this flipper here and pull it out. There'll be a ring around here. You just get down inside there and just rub it out and clean off your flipper here, both sides, both ends. Do the same thing down in here. Flip that flipper like that. Get down inside there with your finger. You might want to put gloves on. I would suggest wearing gloves. Get a pair of rubber gloves and put on. You don't really want this stuff getting on your skin. Just go through and clean it until it's nice and shiny all the way around, the flipper, everything. Once it's nice and shiny and there's no more carbon buildup anywhere, this thing is ready to reinstall. I got everything put back together. I got the throttle body on, all the connections hooked up, the air box back on, this hose tightened down, that hose tightened down. Pretty simple stuff, 2 10mm bolts put back in it. Once you get all that stuff done, basically you're just going to go start the car up. Once you start the car up, it should instantly run better. If that was the problem, if it was just the carbon. If there's carbon buildup, and it's going to run better. Now there's going to be the check engine light. It's probably going to still stay on. Sometimes I've done it where I started up and it went off instantly, and other times you have to drive it around. What you want to do is start it up, let it lay for a couple minutes, and take the vehicle out and go drive it for like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. And what that does is that relearns the throttle body, because when that carbon's in there, it throws off I don't really understand it, but it throws it off. That's what makes it idle weird. But as you drive it, it'll relearn that position it's supposed to be in and get better. And your check engine light should go off by itself. If it doesn't go off instantly, as soon as you start the car, it might go off. If it doesn't, if you drive it 10-15 minutes, it will go off. If the check engine light is still on after driving it 10 or 15 minutes and it's still running rough, then you might want to go into checking your throttle position sensor with that test I was talking about and seeing if the throttle position sensor is bad, which if that's the case, then you have to replace the whole throttle body, which you'd have to go either to a parts store and get them, which can run anywhere from $180 to $300, or you can go online and find them cheaper. Like I said, I got mine off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below for Amazon if you want to go check that out for the throttle body I use. And there's also, like I said before, there's timestamps, so you can go to different parts of this video. If you want to pass over, you want to come back and watch a certain area if you're a little confused or whatever. There's timestamps on this video, so you can go to whatever section you want to go to and re-watch it. It's actually pretty simple. Then once you get into it, it isn't hard at all. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching. If this helped you, go into the comment section, give me a comment, like this video, share this video, all that awesome stuff you guys always do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.